and it should be enacted as soon as possible. In close consultation with Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson, Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke, and SEC Chairman Chris Cox, I announced a plan on Friday. First, the plan is big enough to solve a serious problem. Under our proposal, the federal government would put up to $700 billion taxpayer dollars on the line to purchase troubled assets that are clogging the financial system. In the short term, this will free up banks to resume the flow of credit to American families and businesses, and this will help our economy grow. Second, as markets have lost confidence in mortgage-backed securities, their prices have dropped sharply. Yet the value of many of these assets will likely be higher than their current price because the vast majority of Americans will ultimately pay off their mortgages. The government is the one institution with the patience and resources to buy these assets at their current low prices and hold them until markets return to normal. And when that happens, money will flow back to the Treasury as these assets are sold, and we expect that much, if not all, of the tax dollars we invest will be paid back. The final question is, what does this mean for your economic future? Well, the primary purpose of the steps I've outlined tonight is to safeguard the financial security of American workers and families and small businesses. The federal government also continues to enforce laws and regulations protecting your money. The Treasury Department recently offered government insurance for money market mutual funds. And through the FDIC, every savings account, checking account, and certificate of deposit is insured by the federal government for up to $100,000. The FDIC has been in existence for 75 years, and no one has ever lost a penny on an insured deposit, and this will not change. Once this crisis is resolved, there will be time to update our financial regulatory structures. Our 21st century global economy remains regulated largely by outdated 20th century laws. Recently, we've seen how one company can grow so large that its failure jeopardizes the entire financial system. Earlier this year, Secretary Paulson proposed a blueprint that would modernize our financial regulations. For example, the Federal Reserve would be authorized to take a closer look at the operations of companies across the financial spectrum and ensure that their practices do not threaten overall financial stability. There are other good ideas, and members of Congress should consider them. As they do, they must ensure that efforts to regulate Wall Street do not end up hampering our economy's ability to grow. In the long run, Americans have good reason to be confident in our economic strength. Despite corrections in the marketplace and instances of abuse, democratic capitalism is the best system ever devised. It has unleashed the talents and the productivity and entrepreneurial spirit of our citizens. It has made this country the best place in the world to invest and do business. And it gives our economy the flexibility and resilience to absorb shocks, adjust, and bounce back. Our economy is facing a moment of great challenge, but we've overcome tough challenges before, and we will overcome this one. I know that Americans sometimes get discouraged by the tone in Washington and the seemingly endless partisan struggles. Yet history has shown that in times of real trial, elected officials rise to the occasion. And together we will show the world once again what kind of country America is. A nation that tackles problems head on, where leaders come together to meet great tests, and where people of every background can work hard, develop their talents, and realize their dreams. Thank you for listening. May God bless you.
The President of the United States issuing a dire warning to the American people right now. He says our entire economy, let me repeat that, our entire economy is in danger right now, and unless Congress acts and acts quickly, the country could face, in his words, and I'm quoting now, a long and painful recession. The President says these are not normal circumstances, that he took action over the past few days to avert what he called would be a financial panic around the country, with banks failing and all sorts of other dire circumstances. Millions of Americans, he says, could lose their jobs unless Congress takes action and takes action quickly. About as dire a scenario as can be envisaged right now, Larry, by the President of the United States. Clearly, he believes the stakes are enormous.
Thank you, Wolf. Wolf Blitzer right on top of the scene. And don't forget him in the Situation Room. Tomorrow we'll be covering all of this, as we will tomorrow night in major degree with panel discussions and the like. And now Bill Clinton. He's got a lot of experience with tumultuous political times. I interviewed him yesterday, and I asked him if he has an answer for this financial mess.
First of all, we should all be humble here. No one knows for sure what all the answers are. No one knows for sure what is going to work. No one knows for sure whether any of us who were in positions of responsibility in the past could have done something we didn't do to change the outcome of this. But I will tell you what I think. First of all, I think we do have to do something to rescue the financial system, and it's not Wall Street versus Main Street now. More than half the American people have a direct or indirect stake in the stock market. So we need the basic bull, and we need all of us want stable money market funds and stable bank accounts and the availability of credit. So this is about saving the very financial system. So in general, I would give good marks to Secretary Paulson and Chairman Bernanke for getting out here and fading all this political heat and when people are mad, frustrated, and disoriented and trying to figure out what to do. Secondly, I do believe the bill they have presented is not detailed enough in terms of the citizens of the country. Over a year ago, Hillary tried to get a moratorium on home mortgage foreclosures and then a mechanism in place to do individual mortgage workouts, because you save money by losing less if you rewrite a mortgage down a little bit and keep a person in their home than if you have to foreclose on the house. That costs the economy $250,000. So I think what she has said, using this Depression era mechanism as a model, is a good thing. And we're already doing it on a smaller scale with a few banks. Third thing is there should be congressional oversight so we can keep asking questions. And the fourth thing I would say is it'd be a good thing. I think there's a fair chance if this is done right, the taxpayers will get all their money back, maybe even run a profit. Keep in mind, when I loaned Mexico money, you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
We got paid back 3 years early and made $600 million. When we bailed out Chrysler, we made money. And in the Depression, when we saved 1 million homeowners, we made money, because America will come back. So I think it has to be done, but it ought to be done in the right way.
More of my interview with Bill Clinton coming up. He's ticked off some Democrats by praising John McCain. Wait till you hear his opinions on Sarah Palin. Stay with us.